kind of matching. I didn't realize that. Mm-mm.
What's good, y'all?
What's up?
Hope you guys are having a very blessed and good evening. What a great conversation we're going to have. So for those who are watching the rebroadcast of this, if you want to skip forward just a minute or two before we get into the conversation, I'm about to start just sharing this feed real quick on a couple places.
What's the title of this? I don't even know.
The title, you already know what we're talking about.
I know. Bless
What's
our title?
Ooh.
Thank you.
Got the bug. The title of this, hold on. I'm about to drop the title on this bad boy. Hold on, you guys. 1 second, you guys. Just sharing this to a couple places real quick. That's all. Give me a second. That's a long title, huh? Whatever it is. Let's go. All right. Hope you guys having a good night. A blessed week. How was your week, y'all? How was your week? What's going on? How was your week, babe?
That's a good title.
It's long, right? But it's long, but all right.
It's long, but I mean, it's deep.
Should Black people own real estate, stocks, and businesses? This is the truth behind the effects of slavery. What?
I was just thinking about the truth.
What was that funny?
The truth behind just brought me back to
the truth behind hip hop. That was a series. Like I remember that's old as crap.
It was on DVDs, right?
It was on DVDs. It was on YouTube. I remember one of my friends from college was trying to get me to watch that.
Well, like way after though. Like I think it originated on DVDs.
On
right?
DVD, yeah, because people were watching DVDs at that. That joint's old. Truth behind hip hop. Y'all remember that? Truth behind hip hop. But anyway, yeah. Today, the truth behind the effects of slavery. So we about to get into this conversation, you guys. Lord willing, it will be good. We hope y'all having a blessed night. Sorry, I'm just sharing this, you guys, real quick, just to a couple places. That's where I'm doing, in case y'all are wondering. All right, bam, there we go. All right, y'all, what's happening? What's up, Masia? Is that what it is, Masia? Japan in the house. I love it. Masia. How do we pronounce it correctly? Masia. The Japan in the building. We appreciate it. You like the shirt? Thank you. Which one? Adonna's or mine?
He likes the Bible nerd. Come on.
It could be that Masia could be a female too. You said he.
Oh, I thought this was somebody else. I thought we were talking about somebody else who said that.
Thank you, Masia. Miss M. Help me pronounce your name. Loren, what's up?
It's Masia. All right, so it's from the Museum of the Bible.
Loren said, "What you eating?"
What's up,
Loren? Right now.
Oh, I'm eating Velveeta breakfast cake. Even though it's not breakfast,
and it is delicious, brother.
Where is this one? There you go.
You can't. What are you doing? It's manual focus. It's not autofocus.
Here we go. No, I'm just trying to get the lighting right. And this one is cinnamon.
He don't. All right, cool. That's it. It is. But it's good though.
Good.
It's the bomb, yo. It's really, really good.
It's that
really good. Really good. What's up, JJ? Bible nerd. Yes, sir, man. So this is the shirt. If y'all like the shirt, man, as you get, the other side says Museum of the Bible. So that's where I got the shirt from, you guys, in DC. So if you ever go to DC, we actually just went like a couple weeks ago.
And it's so good, you guys. And we didn't even get to go through like all the levels. It has like 6 levels.
Yo, the Museum of the Bible in DC is crazy. We didn't get to see the whole thing, but we did go. When we did go, we went to this like, they have this like whole town, like a Jerusalem town. And it was dope.
It was Nazareth. Yeah.
And we went to the town, and then they have these actors there. One of the actors was Rebecca. She was walking around. But here's the crazy part. So we went into the temple where, and we went on a Saturday, for those of you Adventists, of course, like us, Sabbath. And we went on Sabbath or on Saturday. And when we went into this temple part. And so one of the actors, Rebecca, was in the temple. So we were walking. She was like, welcome to the temple. This is where we do things and stuff.
Not really where they worship, where they like come to meditate, but they study the word somewhere else is what she was saying.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, so I was like, when do y'all usually come on here? And she was like, on the Sabbath. And I was like,
did she say on the Sabbath or did she say happy Sabbath?
No. She's not Adventist. She did not say Happy Sabbath.
I swear
they did not say Happy Sabbath 2,000 years ago. They did not say it. That's an Adventist thing. We invented that crap. But yeah. So she said on the Sabbath, and I was like, on the Sabbath, really? And so I was like, well, what day is the Sabbath? And she said, well, actually, it's today. Oh, and because it's a Saturday. I was like, today, really? So I was like, is the Sabbath still like today? Like, is this still today the Sabbath? She was like, well, the Sabbath has always been on Saturday. I was like, what kind of museum? Who's sponsoring this? Mark Finley is a co-sponsor of the Museum of the Bible. But
let us find out the NAD is sponsoring the Museum of the Bible. What y'all doing, NAD?
Yo, but it was cool, man. So I got this at the Museum of the Bible. So if y'all like that, go ahead and check them out in DC. I don't know if they sell it online. But yes, I'm a Bible nerd. Say something. Don't care. What's up, G? I'll just say G. There's a lot of names going on there.
I'll say G-Man.
From New York, Red Rock. What's up, New York? Hey, where y'all watching from, you guys? That's one thing we like to start. We've been starting to ask every now and then. I mean, every time now. Where are you guys watching from? Let us know in the comment section real quick, please. Shout out your city or state or country. Some of y'all come from different countries or even continents. So shout out where you watching from today. We are here live from Maryland.
DMV.
The DMV in the building. So we appreciate you guys coming through. You guys, we have a hot topic tonight. We're going to talk about, as the title suggests, should Black people be buying real estate, as well as stocks or invest in businesses, etc. And also talking about real quick the effects of slavery and how it's affecting us today. And then where does God fit into all of this, you guys? So we're excited to talk about this. I have some videos I'm going to show you guys, really, really interesting stuff to watch to help bring to light some of these things. So we hope y'all good. I see you guys, man. I'll see you, Taylor, from New York. That's what I'm talking about. Jamaica, Queens. So it's Jamaica. York. So that's New York, not really Jamaica.
No, it's New York, right?
So why did I say Jamaica? Jamaica.
Because it's Jamaica, Queens.
What does that mean?
That's a part, that's an area in Queens.
Jamaica, Queens sound like a hood name. What's your name, girl? Jamaica, Queens. Fayetteville, North Carolina. What's up, Aunt? Appreciate you watching. Anthony Daniels, Raja, happy Sabbath. What's up? The Bahamas.
From the Bahamas.
Hey, shout out to the Bahamas, the DMV. Nate, thank you. We watch you. I mean, we appreciate you watching. And I'm making some money on crypto. Hey, we about to talk about it. That crypto, you guys.
Going crazy.
Any of y'all investing in crypto right now? Cryptocurrency. Let's talk about that. So, here it is, you guys. Let's jump right into this conversation. But as we jump into this, I'm actually show you a real quick clip. This is from a guy. His name is Nipsey Hussle. Some of y'all know who that is. Well, who that was. He did pass away through an unfortunate event. However, I'm not here to praise Nipsey Hussle. I am here to actually share with you something that he said, because as a Black man, he said this as a Black man who was specifically young at the time, and he was in business, in the world as business, right? And once again, not here to promote Nipsey Hussle, but I know a lot of you guys are familiar with him. So I want to share with you guys something that he said. And if you're not familiar with him, this is just he was a rapper. He was shot and killed not too long ago. But this is something that he talked about, and he said, and although I don't agree with everything that his lifestyle represented, I do agree with this. So let's watch this real quick, you guys. Let's check this out. And then we're going to get into the conversation really, really quick. Hold up. All right, let's get it, you guys, right now. Hold up. All right, here we go. Okay, hold up. That ain't doing the trick. Hold up. Let's go ahead and turn this joint up real quick. Hold up. Wait a minute. Let's try this again.
What's your name, man? You new and upcoming, but you're at this summit. What's your name? Where you from?
My name is Nipsey Hussle. I'm from LA, Slauson and Crenshaw area. Y'all know.
Okay, well, Nipsey Hussle, that's named after Nipsey Russell, the comedian.
Correct, yeah.
So talk a little bit about yourself, man. What brings you up here, up and coming, and, how come you're not blinging and having all kind of crazy diamonds and all that? I guess you're here to get your money right, huh?
All the time, and, all that is cool for the image and all that, but all them is liabilities, you feel me? I'd rather invest in some real estate, you know what I'm saying?
Wait, can you repeat that again, man? You're up and coming artist. What did you say you want to do?
I said invest in some assets as opposed to trick off my money on some liabilities like diamonds. You know what I'm saying? Cars that lose value, so you drive them off the lot.
So you're trying to get land.
Exactly, homie. A real asset to take care of my people. Because, it look good. But at the end of the day, you losing value, homie. It ain't appreciating, it's depreciating.
What do you think? Why do you think it's so hard for people to get that message? I mean, one half you get guys that say they got to impress the females. Female ain't trying to talk to you unless you blinged out. On the other hand, you got other people feel like they got to show off to the homies and impress them with their riches. I mean, what do you think is how do we get that out of that mindset?
Man, I feel like that's insecurity. Material things ain't nothing. You feel me? At the end of the day, it's who you is. You wasn't born with it, you wasn't born without it. So if you feel you need some diamonds or some jewelry to get out of female, it's because you feel you lack something within yourself. You know what I mean? So all that, as far as that angle, it's like I feel that's insecurity.
Now talk a little bit about yourself, man. You out here.
All right, bam. All right, you guys. So that right there, this is a rapper who was talking about freaking buying land.
He said that appreciates, it doesn't depreciate.
Liabilities versus assets. She's talking about buying land. He is a black man in America, and talking about buying land, you guys. When everybody else, remember, he's coming from an environment where his environment was, he was just around a bunch of people who was about material things, about chains, about cars, about just stuff that you can buy that really, really honestly has no value. It actually depreciates in value. Homes, real estate, what does it do? It appreciates in value. You put money into that and 5 years later, it's worth even more than what you bought it for. Most times.
Hopefully.
So with that being said, you guys, should black people be investing in real estate and stocks and businesses and own businesses? And why is it that
we don't?
We don't, right? There is actually a reason to that. There's actual history behind that. So that's a significant thing. You said as a real estate agent, I promote this message. That's what's up.
Thank you for your stamp of approval.
Shout out to the real estate agents too, man. I know it's a wild market right now. I would love for you to just like talk with you one day because the market's crazy in real estate. It's definitely a seller's market like crazy. And, sorry for all the buyers, especially the first-time home buyers, especially the black first-time home buyers. But with that being said, so you guys look, man, the simple answer is yes, right? Absolutely 100%. African Americans all over should be working towards owning everything that they can freaking own. We're not just talking about real estate. Real estate is obviously there, but own everything you can own. Own real estate. Invest your own investments.
Own your car.
Own your car.
Don't lease it.
Don't even get out of that payment quick, you guys. I know you got to get into that car payment. Okay, that's the only way you can afford it. But work to get out of that quick. Own a business, even if it's a side hustle. Like it's not even about. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't gotta get your LLC yet. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta do all that, but you gotta own a side hustle. You have to don't just go to work. Don't just go to your job and make money
for somebody
own
else.
Something.
Really. Like you're making a lot of this money for someone else. You're putting that into like, especially here in Maryland, when it comes to like all of these, like, you aren't always able to get into like apartment complexes and things like that, but you can rent from like other people, and those prices are jacked so high up. But you paying somebody else's mortgage and giving them a profit. While cases. You could be putting that in your own bank called your mortgage,
your home equity. So, you guys, my babe is right. You guys, it's about not only owning but building something for yourself. Now the question is, so that's a simple answer, right? But the question is, why is it that black people don't own their stuff, whether it's their home, whether it's their car, whether it's a business? Why is it that for the most part, and I say, obviously we're not talking about all black people, you guys. I know some of you guys own your homes, some of y'all, but as a whole. So let's look at some statistics, okay? Check this out. Here, listen to this, all right? Here's some statistics, all right? 73.7% of white households are homeowners in America. 73%.
It's a high percentage.
44% of Black households are homeowners. All right. That's a huge difference. That's a huge difference, you guys. If I were to give you $73 versus $44, what would you rather have? 73. There's a significant amount more of white households that are homeowners than Black. Okay. Here we go. Here's another statistic for you. 6.15% of mortgages, white people have a 6.15% mortgage denial rate. It says, for all races. For all races. 6.15% mortgage denial rate for all races. 12.64 mortgage denial rate for Black buyers. That's double, you guys. Double. Black people are getting denied mortgages double amount of times than other races. All right. Now here's the big one. Okay. Listen to the babe. Tell them this one. Tell them this one. Start with the white household.
Okay. It says 139,300 is the median household net worth in 2019 for white households.
How much?
139,300. So, and that's obviously
we'll talk about that
pre-COVID, but still 139,300. Okay.
They still have the same net worth now. Go ahead.
I don't know. I think everybody's taking a dip. And then for Black households, it says $12,780 is the median household net worth in 2019.
You guys, the median net worth for white people is $140,000. The median net worth for a Black household is 12.
So sad.
12, you guys. $12,000 is the median net worth for a Black family.
And that's legit a family. You know, there's like a lot of people in these households.
Yeah,
trying to live off of $12,000.
No. It's not even living off of. That's net worth. See, here's let's help you. Let's break that down. Help you understand even more. Right. So what does that exactly mean? What is the net worth? Okay. So the net worth is assets versus liabilities. Right. Your net worth is basically what you owe, your debt, versus what you own, your non-debt. Right. So your liabilities or your debt is basically your bills, your blah 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 blah, your school loans. You know what I'm saying? Your car note, all that stuff, right? And then your net worth is basically what you own and how much money you have in your bank account. That's your net worth, okay? So why is it such a big difference? Why is the white net worth 140,000 and the Black 12? All right, here's the big piece, okay? The reason is because white people own things.
They invest in things.
They own. No, this not just that. It's they own it. They own their homes. They own real estate. They own investments. They own their cars. And when you own something, say, all right, I'll give you an example. Say, for example, you have a white family and a Black family. Both families have a $20,000 car. Okay. Let's say the white family, they own that $20,000 car. It's paid off. They own it. So that adds to their net worth. That's an asset. They have an asset of a car that's $20,000. The Black family, they don't own that $20,000 car. They're making payments. So they don't own that car. That is a liability. So that doesn't count towards their net worth because they don't have it. They don't own it. If they don't pay their bill, the bank snatching that mug. It's done, right? $20,000 car, no $1,000 car. That's the difference. That's what adds to that net worth. The bank accounts. They say that the majority of people, especially Black people, if there was a $500 emergency, you wouldn't have $500 in your bank account to cover it right now. Right now, you would not have $500. There's the average Black family of your bank account. What's in that bank account, that savings account, is far less than what may be in the savings account for the average white family.
We don't even have savings accounts. Like,
Well, that's-
you know, like the majority of Black people do not have savings accounts. Like, and if you do have a savings account, it's only because you needed to put $5 in that savings account to open up the checking account. Like, it's not, it's not like
Exactly.
it's not like I'm putting money into the savings account
And then-
on a consistent
And
basis.
then what happens? Both them joints end up getting
In
the negative
because
because
they're trying to take from the $5 account
to
you
cover
overdraft.
to cover your overdraft in your checking account. They try to take it from your savings. Now both your dang accounts is in negative, right?
Help us.
Whereas the average white family, they got the checking account, they got the savings account, they got money in that account, they have their emergency fund going, you know, and that's the difference, you guys. The 140,000 difference versus 12,000. Here's the biggest piece, and this is the biggest reason why the average white family has a higher net worth than Black families by far. It's called real estate. Real estate. Real estate is the biggest reason. Here's the reason why, okay? It says here, it said 44% of Black families own their home, 73% of white families own their home, right? Here's the difference, okay? Because so many more white families own their homes, that means they're building equity into that house, right? So even if the house isn't paid off completely, they still may have $30,000 worth of equity built into the house, 40,000, 100,000, right? Whereas the Black family, what are we doing? Renting. The majority of Black people rent. Out of Black people, right? We're just talking about out of Black people alone, the majority of us are renting. Out of white people alone, the majority of them are homeowners.
Their homes, yeah.
73%. That's the majority of them own their homes. The 44%, the less of us don't. So that means that equity that is being built, that's part of their assets. If they were to sell that home, they would be able to get $50,000 of equity, $100,000. So that's adding to their net worth. Black people, if we we don't have a home to sell, we're renting. So we're paying that white family their equity. And we're just dishing it out. Bam, here you go, bam. Especially in Maryland. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's ridiculous out here.
Yo, if you are not living in Maryland, you guys, in the US, some of y'all watching from Japan, the Bahamas and stuff, if Maryland in the US is stupid expensive. If you're a renter, you're paying for a 2-bedroom apartment, you could be paying upwards between $1,800 and $2,200 a month, right? And if you're rented from a private owner, like someone's house that they own, you're paying the same amount, but that money is going towards their mortgage. So you're putting equity in their pocket while you're just paying the rent. It's crazy. It's freaking crazy. Now, here's the kicker, right? So we were watching, Adon and I was just watching a movie. We're about to get a little bit deeper. Before I do, let me see what you guys are saying real quick. Because
and
I want to talk to you.
about what your cousin was saying.
Oh, yeah, let me say that.
That goes along with this.
Natalia, you said there are times when Black folks can have the same credit and the same income and they still get denied. Absolutely true.
Yeah.
Absolutely true. Messia, you said we're often encouraged to invest. Even with savings account, we lose money to inflation. Exactly. Exactly. Your savings account should really be transferred to a money market account, right? You want to be, even though that's like, it's really not that big of a difference, but it's a difference. You know what I'm saying? Your savings account should be a money market account. We're still working on some things on our end. So, but that's definitely what it should be.
Yeah. We talking like we now learning this mess.
Yeah.
So,
but we sharing what we learning.
Yeah.
And mind you, let me just do a disclaimer. We ain't freaking real estate pros. We're not investment pros. We just some Black people learn some things and talking about it. So don't take what we're saying as professional advice. All right. That's how it is.
Go do your own research.
Do your own research. And there are programs that helps Blacks to buy. That's absolutely true. New York is expensive, Messia said. Absolutely. Taylor, you said I went to school in Tacoma, wanted to rent an apartment. She said, exactly. So look, you guys, here's the thing. Real quick. So I was speaking to a family member of mine, right? And he's into real estate. And what he was saying was, he said that he's a Black, obviously. And he said he went to his Black friend or a Black person. I don't know if it was a friend or not. He was saying that the Black person he went to, he was like, hey, if you have, if you know somebody that is interested in selling their home, let me know. I might be able to help them out. And the guy was like, I don't know anybody that owns a home. And he was like, what? He was like, I don't know anybody that owns a home. He was like, at that moment, he said it hit him. This is sad. He's talked to a black person. He doesn't even, that person that he spoke with doesn't even know anybody that owns a home. And then he said he went to a different person who was a white person, said the same thing. And that white person said, oh yeah, my dad has a house. And he's actually like, he could sell it, but I think his wife or something, I think he was saying like his wife is trying to tell him not to sell, or no, his wife was telling him to sell. And the dad was like, no, I don't want to sell. He said, never sell your home. When you buy it, never sell your home. Never. Because he understood the value in it. Not only did he own a home, he understood the value in the home. That black person didn't even know anybody that owned a home. The white person not only knew somebody, but they know the value of their home ownership. It's insane, right? It's insane how things are. Now I wanted to say, what the freak was I going to go to next?
The movie.
Oh, yeah. So here it is, you guys. Check this out. And then I'm going to show you guys another quick video. So Don and I, we were watching a movie, right? And in the movie, do you remember the statement? Do you remember the exact statement? Because I'll say it. Oh, do you remember it?
I believe so.
Don't screw this up. This is one shot. It's so good. Don't wait. Hold on. This is the moment, you guys. Pretend there's some appeal music or something. Hold on. Don't screw this up.
All right. So he said it in his hood voice.
Yeah, let me set the context. So this is a black person, and this black person is saying something about us black people. Go ahead.
And he said, slavery taught us. You need to see my face.
All right. Sorry. Do it again.
Okay. So he said, slavery taught us how to survive, but not how to live.
That's pretty good.
We're still learning how to live.
He said we're still learning. He said that slavery, what slavery did for us, you guys, is slavery taught us how to survive as black people, but it never taught us how to live. You know, white people, they're taught how to live. It's true. If you're white and you're watching this, you probably grew up in a household where you were taught about real estate. You were taught about owning a home. You were taught about investing. You were taught about, just life, like how to just live, going on vacations. Like you lived. Yeah. You lived, right? Black people, we don't live. We survive. We're not taught about real estate and investing and going on vacations. No, we're taught how to make food from whatever's left in the cabinets. You know what I'm saying? We're taught about how to stay warm when your electricity gets cut. We're taught about how to survive, right? There's a big difference. And I know some people, like some of the white people were like, yeah, I know, like surviving. I was taught how to survive. Okay. Like I was talked about you're supposed to stock up, make sure you have, your canned goods and make sure things are ready to go. I'm not talking about,
three months worth of your income ready for if anything happens.
I'm not talking about surviving a nuclear holocaust, okay? I'm talking about surviving going to the grocery store, all right? Not getting shot on the way because you're driving and you're black, right? What?
I said flame?
What you mean?
You know that song where he's like, he grew up ducking buckshots?
Oh, yeah.
Thank God he never took a buckshot.
What in the world kind of hood? Now, that's too hood. I ain't grow up ducking buckshots, or anyway. But that's the whole point, you guys. We're really taught as black people how to survive in this world, not how to live in this world. And one of the aspects of living in this world is being taught about the things that help us to be able to succeed and win financially for ourselves and family, which in turn helps us to be able to do more for our families, for our communities, and most importantly for God, right? But we're not taught that. We're survivors. Now, the good thing is that we're survivors. We do know how to survive. And so typically if a white family or a white person gets into situations like where their electricity's cut, oh shoot. What do we do?
What voices?
What do we do? What the freak? What are we gonna do? Like that's
all they're gonna do is dip into their 3 month.
No. I'm talking about they don't have it. I'm talking about like legit. They are experiencing
like
hardship, right?
Okay.
When black people experience hardship, we good. We'll make it. We'll survive. When white people experience real, true hardship, they don't really know what to do because they weren't taught how to survive. But the thing is, you guys, as black people, we gotta live. We gotta live. You think God wants us down here not living? He wants us to live. Now I'm gonna get deeper into the God part in a little bit later. But what I want to say is this, you guys. So here's the kicker. Let's watch this. This is actually, I want to show you guys this video clip. Some of you guys seen this clip, and forgive me, it does have, I think, 1 or 2 cuss words in it. So forgive me for that. But I want you guys to see this clip, okay? This is a clip of a black woman that they interviewed during just months ago during this whole protest time. A lot of you guys may have seen this video. If you have not seen this video, it's very, very interesting. It's a short clip, so a couple minutes long. I'm gonna show it, excuse me, and then we're gonna talk about what she said. All right. Ooh, here we go. What is this? Oh, whoops, wrong thing. Sorry, I burped, you guys. My wife is getting away. She's like, oh, shit. she said,
It is bad.
And I had Chipotle? Oh, snap. Sorry, babe. Deal with it. All right. All right, here we go, you guys. Let's watch.
And then people want to talk about, well, there's plenty of people who pulled themselves up by their bootstraps and got it on their own. Why can't they do that? Let me explain to you something about economics in America. And I'm so glad that as a child, I got an opportunity to spend time at Push where they taught me this, is that we must never forget that economics was the reason that Black people were brought to this country. We came to do the agricultural work in the South and the textile work in the North. Do you understand that? That's what we came to do. We came to do the agricultural work in the South and the textile work in the North. Now, if I right now decided that I wanted to play Monopoly with you, and for 400 rounds of playing Monopoly, I didn't allow you to have any money. I didn't allow you to have anything on the board. I didn't allow for you to have anything. And then we played another 50 rounds of Monopoly, and everything that you gained and you earned while you were playing that round of Monopoly was taken from you. That was Tulsa. That was Rosewood. Those are places where we built Black economic wealth, where we were self-sufficient, where we owned our stores, where we owned our property, and they burned them to the ground. So that's 450 years. So for 400 rounds of Monopoly, you don't get to play at all. Not only do you not get to play, you have to play on the behalf of the person that you're playing against. You have to play and make money and earn wealth for them, and then you have to turn it over to them. So then for 50 years, you finally get a little bit and you're allowed to play. And every time that they don't like the way that you're playing, or that you're catching up, or that you're doing something to be self-sufficient, they burn your game. They burn your cards. They burn your Monopoly money. And then finally at the release and the onset of that, they allow you to play and they say, okay, now you catch up. Now at this point, the only way you're going to catch up in the game is if the person shares the wealth, correct? But what if every time you share the wealth, then there's psychological warfare against you to say, oh, you're an equal opportunity hire. So if I played 400 rounds of Monopoly with you and I had to play and give you every dime that I made, and then for 50 years, every time that I played, if you didn't like what I did, you got to burn it like they did in Tulsa and like they did in Rosewood. How can you win? How can you win? You can't win. The game is fixed. So when they say, why do you burn down the community? Why do you burn down your own neighborhood? It's not ours. We don't own anything. We don't own anything. Trevor Noah said it so beautifully last night. There's a social contract that we all have, that if you steal or if I steal, then the person who is the authority comes in and they fix the situation. But the person who fixes the situation is killing us. So the social contract is broken. And if the social contract is broken, why the f*** do I give a shit about burning the Football Hall of Fame, about burning a Target? You broke the contract when you killed us in the streets and didn't give a f***. You broke the contract when for 400 years we played your game and built your wealth. You broke the contract when we built our wealth again on our own by our bootstraps in Tulsa, and you dropped bombs on us. When we built it in Rosewood and you came in and you slaughtered us. You broke the contract, so your Target. Your Hall of Fame. As far as I'm concerned, they could burn this bitch to the ground. And it still wouldn't be enough. And they are lucky that what Black people are looking for is equality and not revenge.
Yo, snap. What y'all think of that, you guys? I wanted to share it with you guys because I think the way that she described that and shared that, hopefully for people who didn't understand, gave them an understanding of just how far behind Black people are in our country. You know, we always people around us always look at, oh, but there was a Black president. You know what I'm saying? You got athletes making millions of dollars. You got this and that. Y'all are fine. Y'all are here. You guys, did you not just hear what she said? Like, please help you understand that. Just because there are some successful people doesn't mean the entire community and culture and race is successful. Doesn't mean that everything is equal.
I mean, and that's the minority, you know, like you pick and you choose these few successful people, and that's the minority of the majority of people. The majority of people are not living that lifestyle.
A significant minority at that. It's not even like a percentage, like 10%. No, it's a significant minority. You guys, we're not caught up. We're not equal. It's not the same. It's different. You know, when I talk to white people, I got obviously friends that are white and people that are white. It's a different conversation. It's a different perspective because the things that I grew up with of understanding and experiences, they didn't, for the most part, obviously. They didn't. There's difference. There's a difference when you, this little Black kid and this little white kid grows up together in the same school. They go to the same school and they go to this place and that place. But there's a reason why now the white person is now a homeowner in their 20s, 22 years old. They're a homeowner. They're if they don't own their own business, they're already higher up in their corporate ladder. They have assets, while the Black person, although maybe they can get there, it's going to take them a lot longer, and it's going to be a lot harder because there's a lot more things that hurdles they have to jump through and things they have to get past. It's just more difficult. And I wish white people who don't understand that really, I ask that you just take a second to learn it. Like, hopefully that video shed a little bit of light, because I think it very well gave a good visual as to the history of our country and why we as Black people are where we are today.
Yeah, I mean, I think she using a board game, you know, that most people are familiar with was like a good strategy as well. Because you could, like, children can understand that. You know, like, we could literally say this to our kids and be like, okay, so let's sit down and let me talk to you. What if I didn't let you play for 400 rounds? You know, like, and ask them, like, would that be fair? You know, and now after 50 rounds, are you guys yeah, you know, so sorry.
Fear.
So I think that was brilliant.
And the thing is that if you play 400 rounds of Monopoly, you guys, how much and the opponents that you're playing against aren't winning, aren't even allowed, don't even get money, don't even get anything. All the money that they have, they're being paid to that person. How much money do you have stacked up?
And we not playing, and you know,
how much money do you have stacked up in your pot? When we play Monopoly, when we play Monopoly, like in real life, I be taking my cash and I be hiding some of that money
all over, like it's
boom, boom. And Donna be like, all right, how much you need? You take money and you hide it. You stack your cash up in that game, right? Imagine playing 400 rounds of that game and you just stacking cash. Your pile is up here. And then that same person that you're playing against that kept giving you all of that cash, kept landing on your properties, kept paying that rent. Now you say, okay, here's some change. You can own green. You can own green.
Nah, they're not even letting you own green. They let you own brown.
No. Let's give them green. You can own green, right? Now you own green, but guess what? You own green with no money in the bank. Because by the time you get to green, you done paid orange, yellow, red, blue, light blue, brown, purple, whatever the freak other color is. You paid everything else. By the time you land on the property you own, you ain't got no money left. So now your property is foreclosed. Your green goes back to the bank. And guess who owned the bank? We can't win. We can't win. So that's how the system is set up. That's how the game is set up. But there is hope. Now, I want to say this. There's two things I want to get left. I want to talk about Tulsa, and then I want to get to the God part of this, you guys. So let's talk about that. She mentioned Tulsa, okay? Tulsa, I want to show you. This is the last video I'm going to show you. It's only 2 minutes long. But this is for the people who don't know about the Tulsa, Oklahoma massacre, okay? This is a quick little video to explain it. This mess really happened. It's crazy. This really happened. And I don't get, one thing I hated in school. One of the subjects I hated with a passion was history. I hated history. I hate it. I sucked at it. Every time I had a history teacher, they sucked. History teachers, when I was growing up, no shade to you guys who may be history teachers. Maybe you're good. But the ones I had was boring as crap. And the history that they taught us was just not interesting to me. But I'll tell you what, I was never taught what I'm about to show you. This was never taught to me in history class. Let's look at this. This is the Tulsa, Oklahoma City massacre that I'm showing you guys right now. Real quick minute so you guys know what it is that she was talking about and what's happening with that. Here we go.
We generally call it the catastrophe because we feel like it wasn't a riot. We were not the perpetrators. We were the victims. But it took 80 years to get the state of Oklahoma to acknowledge that.
The Tulsa Race Massacre is believed to be one of the worst incidents of racial violence in American history. From May 31st to June 1st, 1921, as many as 300 people were killed, hundreds were injured, and thousands of buildings were destroyed.
On June 1st, they began to systematically destroy neighborhoods, and they had airplanes dropping things down on people's houses, and they had made up their minds to clear the entire area of Black people.
It started after a newspaper reported a Black man tried to sexually assault a white woman. Though it's still uncertain what exactly happened, many did not believe that story. The Oklahoma Historical Society said the most common explanation is Dick Rollins stepped on Sarah Page's foot when he entered the elevator, causing her to scream. A group of armed Black men went to the courthouse to offer help protecting Rollins once they heard talks of lynching. A crowd of white men was also on the scene. A shot was fired and the riots began.
My parents were very distressed because here they are with 5 kids, and the schools had been. I went to Dunbar School, and that was reduced to just rubble. I mean, they blew it up.
Crowds of white rioters went to the Greenwood district, known as Black Wall Street. It was home to an affluent African-American community with banks, hotels, theaters, and new homes.
They took my 8-year-old brother, too, where they were holding all the Black men. And we didn't know because we lived on one side of town and they lived on the other. We thought they were locking up the non-Blacks too. But it so happened that it didn't occur that way. What they did was to disarm and lock up all Black men. And then they said to the mob, there's nothing out there now but women and children. So you can do whatever you want to do. And that was when the real terrible things started to happen.
It ended when the city was placed under martial law and National Guard troops were deployed. But Black Wall Street was devastated. Survivors never received compensation for what they lost.
That, you guys, right there is. Oh,
if you like this video, check out.
That mess really happened, you guys. It says the Tulsa Race Massacre took place on May 31st, and there were mobs of white residents, many of them deputized and given weapons by city officials, attacked Black residents and businesses of Greenwood District in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It has been called the single worst incident of racial violence in American history. The attack carried out on the ground and from private aircraft destroyed more than 35 square blocks of the district. at that time, the wealthiest Black community in the United States, known as the Black Wall Street. You guys, they destroyed an entire community of the wealthiest Black people, right? That's what she meant by now you get to play, but then they burn it down.
But not even, like, they destroyed it, but you didn't get any like reparations for it. They didn't get paid for what they lost. So you got to play, they burned it down, and then now you're gonna have to come work for me because you can't build back up what you just lost because you don't have anything.
Now think about this. Imagine all of those Black people in that community. Imagine they were the ones to burn up an entire the white wealthiest. No, imagine that. Imagine 100 Black people came together and went and destroyed their banks, their businesses, their blah, blah, blahs. Imagine they destroyed their entire city block. A Black man who actually owned a plane came and flew a plane over their community and dropped stuff down, blowing things up. What the freak would happen to them? And would those white people who lost all of that get it back? 100% yes. That's life now. That's how the world is now. It's stupid, you guys. It's real. Like this is unfortunately the plight of the Black experience in our country. And but again, I say there's hope, because although we're talking about the fact that things are not equal, Black people, do not have the same hand as white people in our country. What I don't want to do is I don't want to disrespect and discount the work that the Black people before us did to put us in the position we're in today. The Martin Luther Kings, the Malcolm X's, everybody, Huey P. Newtons, you want to throw them in there? Everybody, every single Rosa Parks, etc. Every single Black person who marched, who stood, who got sprayed with fire hoses and had dogs attacked on them, who did sit-ins, who were thrown in prison and jail,
Lost their lives,
who were lynched, killed. All of those people did not do that for nothing, because we are where we are today, where we have Natalia, who's on here watching, or who was on here watching, who is now a real estate agent. Who is now able to build something for her family, who's able to help people get into homes. There's people, some of you guys are doctors or teachers or lawyers, and some of you guys own assets, homes. Some of you guys went out to vote. We couldn't always vote. These are the people before us that fought, died, and suffered so that we can be where we are today. So I don't want to discount and discredit that. We have to acknowledge that we have come a long way. We have come a long way. Let's pretend we've driven 100 miles. The only problem is where we're trying to go is another 2 million miles away. So we still have a long way to go, but dang it, we are a lot further than where we were. And a lot of times people will try to look at where the distance that we've already been and say, you've made it. You got a Black president, you've made it. You guys own homes, you've made it. You can vote, you've made it. That's not making it. We're not even caught up. So that's where we are today. And that statement, I want to revisit that final statement to kind of close on this. That statement that Adonis shared with you earlier. Slavery taught us how to survive, but not how to live. Here's what I want you guys to leave with today. The how to live part is important because, yes, we want to be able to live and we want to be able to live, okay? Black people should own real estate. We should own investments. We should own our businesses and our cars. We should own things. Yes, yes, yes. Work towards that. But the how to live part is more than just that. Because if we just get so focused on Black people building wealth and building our communities and becoming this and that, then we start forgetting about God. Because the living part is about living for God. It doesn't matter if you never make it. earthly make it. If you may never own a home, you may never own your car, you may never own a business, you may never have wealth, you may never get the same earthly things that we as earthly beings say, oh, this is what you need to be successful or to make it or to arrive. No, what you need is God. He is living. He is living. You want to live, that's how you live. You follow God. You allow that to be the center and focus. When you do that, then you start building towards the earthly way of life. Then you start saying, all right, as a Black person, I want to own real estate. Well, before you freaking even consider owning some real estate, own a Bible. Own a Bible. Own a relationship with God. That is the most important thing you can possibly do, because at the end of the day, you thought Tulsa was burned?
That's world.
You guys, there's gonna be nothing left for this world. The banks, the real estate, the everything. There's nothing left. This place is getting destroyed. Nothing will be left, not even human beings. The only thing that will survive on this earth is nothing. There will be a new earth built.
I'm sorry. Where you going with this?
God has taken us. He's taken those who have chosen him, love him, and who choose to live for him. So allow that, you guys, to be the single most important thing that you can possibly be looking towards owning and living for. And while you have God, once you do have God, then start talking to him about how you can begin building a financial future and wealth for yourself, for your family, and for those around you, to help those around you. I really wanted to get into more about all the other stuff as I'm learning, but that's a whole nother video. So with that being said, you guys, we appreciate you guys watching. We want to pray for you right now, though. We want to pray for your success. We want to pray that your pockets get fatter, your bank accounts get fluffier. We want to pray that you turn those savings accounts into investment accounts, and that your real estate goals come through. We have a real estate agent, Natalia. I don't know if she's still there. She said I'm still here a while ago, but she's there to help. If you're, where are you at? I think she said she's in the DMV, right?
I thought, was she in New York?
Where is she? No, New York.
I don't know.
Wherever she at. Any real estate agents, where y'all at? Go ahead and shout yourselves out. If you have a business, leave a link for your business right the freak now in the comment section. Leave a link to your website or something so that we can go and support you guys on your business journeys too. Let's go ahead and pray for you guys. Lastly, if you have a prayer request, as always, if you have a prayer request, type the number 1 in the comment section below. That's going to serve as your prayer request. You do not have to type out your whole request. Just simply type the number 1. That will serve as your prayer request. I have a prayer request, so I'm going to type the number 1. Do you have one?
I do.
Do you want me to put a 1 for you?
Yes, please.
You put your own one. Let God.
Ones.
What is that? How many prayer requests you got?
Requests.
All right, guys. If you have a prayer request, go ahead and type the number 1. We appreciate you guys watching. Let's pray. Father, Lord, thank you so much for this opportunity to be able to speak to your people about something that is very important. Number 1, our country still has a long way to go, Father, with the opportunity for not just Black people. I know we focus on that because I'm Black, so I'm talking about myself, but just minorities in general in this country, to be able to, quote unquote, catch up, to have a more fair chance in our country to succeed, or at least have that earthly success that we strive towards, to help our families and to help ourselves be successful. So I pray, Father, for healing over our country, over our nation, that we're able to grow, continue to grow. Thank you for where you have brought us from. And please take us to where we need to go. But most importantly, may we, Father, be striving for a relationship with you. Lord, we know that this place will be burned to the ground and nothing will be taken with us. So help us to be ready for that moment when Jesus comes. May we be risen with him to come home with him. Please, Lord, be with each prayer request that was left here. Answer each one specifically in a way that is people are going to know it was you that answered it. And we love you. We ask everything in Jesus' name we pray. Let everybody say amen.
Amen.
If you agree with that prayer, type amen in the comment section. That's it. You got anything else you want to say tonight?
No, that's it. I hope you guys, I hope your relationship with God is also strengthened. We're talking about building all of this stuff. Let's build that up as well. That's it.
Nothing more to be said after that. Y'all have a good night. Be good, be blessed.
Bye, y'all.
Peace out. We love you guys.